now.
Danielle had a habit, a fit, you know. All she wanted was macaroni and cheese. Every night, macaroni and cheese. And finally, she got sick of macaroni and cheese. Then she went to rice pilaf. I eat rice pilaf all the time. She's good now. She's her food pretty good. And Danielle, she had a habit that if I had a hamburger like a little hamburger steak, some vegetables, mashed potatoes, and they could not touch one another.
Mm-hmm.
If they touched one another,
that's what I used to do. I can't touch.
couldn't let her food touch. If it touched, she'd be all upset. Really upset, really was.
I can understand that. But see, this is what I can't understand, is that my mom had that same issue when she was little. Her food couldn't touch. But when she would put the food on my plate, all of it would touch. I'm like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I can understand. Your food can't touch. And no matter how much Dad would say, it's all going to the same place, it's not true. It has to pass a place that has taste. And I don't like the taste of it altogether, unless it's like a natural combination, like ketchup and fries. Or, you know, something like that. But no, it can't touch. Ugh.
Can't touch.
It can't touch. It's not supposed to touch. It's supposed to be separate, or else it would come in a blended shake. Alright? That's disgusting. You made me a costume once. From Cinderella. It was a fairy godmother dress. It was gold. You remember? I had that thing up until the house burnt down. Yep. It didn't fit me for a really long time, but I still kept it. But it was from the Whitney Houston Snow White. Oh no, Cinderella. And it was this gold dress. Yep. You took me to pick out the fabric and everything. I'm very sorry that I made you do that.
I wish you had a picture of it.
Don't. Oh, and that the quilt made out of jeans.
Oh yeah, that's gone too.
That's gone too now. That was my favorite. I love that thing.
No, there's a lot of work in that.
All my old jeans, that was fantastic. I'm gonna do that with all my kids' old jeans. That thing was so warm because of all the denim. It was so heavy, and you had all those clips on it. I loved it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The best quilt ever. And then whenever Kayla would come over to our house, she would always take that quilt because it was her favorite. I had a fight over it.
I always wanted to make another one. I always saved that the denim material to make another one.
I need to make one. I mean, you don't need a heating blanket if you got that thing. I mean, it weighed so much. It was just so warm.
You got a ribbon for that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. And the recycling. For recycling.
Yeah.
$3. Woohoo. We used to make a ton of money at the fair. We used to kill that. We made like $300. No, more than that. Once, we made the second most amount of money at the fair. A lot of money. All went towards the Girl Scout trip to Florida. That was fun. Yep. Yep.
Danielle, she wouldn't like her food. She didn't like her food. She didn't like it, so she wouldn't eat. I said, "That's okay. You don't eat it tonight. You're gonna eat it tomorrow." So one day, she's eating and eating and eating. I said, wow, Danielle. I said, I'm so glad you like that, huh? You like that now, huh? She said, no, but I don't want to eat it tomorrow.
Oh, poor Danielle. That's so mean, Grandma.
She didn't like American chop suey.
Uncle Joey used to tell me that he put squirrel in it.
No.
Yeah, he did. And then once my Girl Scout troop went over to his house and he made a giant thing of it, him and Pat, and then they both told all of us there was squirrel in it.
No.
Yeah. Some of my Girl Scout sisters still can't eat American chop suey.
They just told you that because they don't put squirrel in
They
there.
don't, but they used to tell us that.
Anyway,
And at 7, you believe it.
so one day, I had made American chop suey. She didn't want it. But there was only, I think it might have been one of those dishes that she's going to eat tomorrow. She didn't want to eat. There was only a little dish, like smaller than this, left over. So the next day I warmed it up. I put it by my plate. I said, don't anybody touch that. That's mine. And my back was turned. You think who ate it?
Danielle?
Danielle ate it.
Yeah, she likes it.
That's what she was. She was a little... But she was lovable.
Dad and I used to steal food off of each other's plates. Wait till one of us walked away, especially if it were seafood. And then you always used to tell me that if I sang at the table, I'd marry a crazy man.
Well, you married a crazy man.
But you, and then, I don't, it was ridiculous, because I'd sing and dance at the table, and you were just so annoyed with me. But you know what's funny, is my coworker Fred, he's going to be 60 this year, but he said that his parents used to say that too. I was like, nice. Yeah. My grandmother used to tell me that. He used to tell me a lot of things to try to get me to behave. Didn't work very well. Sorry. I used to jump on your bed all the time.
Yeah.
Like it was a trampoline.
Yeah.
Jump off of my bed. And then, didn't I like hide something in your bed once? Like a rubber snake or something? Yes. I'm sorry. I'm so mean.
You was mean at times.
You left early once.
I left early?
You left Alaska early once.
No, not because of you.
You made me think it was because of me.
Oh, I know.
I went all this time thinking it was me. Why did you leave?
It wasn't because of you.
Why did you leave?
It was just my time to go home.
You told me you're... Oh my god! I'm gonna call my parents.
Oh,
And be like, wait a minute. You guys made me think she was leaving early because I was so bad.
no, it was just my time to go home. I never left because of you.
You guys always used to threaten that. Oh, make me go home. I'm not going to stay here.
No,
And then you went home. I thought you were leaving early. I even remember... No, that's not funny. Because that's ingrained so much in my head. I remember you driving away that time. I was looking out my little window. Heartbroken because I chased you away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Didn't I tell you the difference?
No, they didn't tell me. They told me how horrible I was. That you left. Because I was such a bad behaved little girl. Oh.
You had bad parents.
I'm going to tell my daddy that. Grandma
bad
says
parents.
you're a bad parent. Because you... Well, I mean, these are also the people that didn't tell me that my dog was dead.
Your dog was dead.
Remember when Hannah had to get put down?
Yeah.
And so they didn't tell me till I came here. A month later.
Yeah.
Oh, that over a month later. It was almost 2 months later.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Good thing we had Bandit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. And then you didn't tell me Kitty died.
Well, she was put out. We had to put her out. Put her out. She was very sick. Very sick. Very sick. And I mean, that other poor kitty was crying all the time.
You still didn't tell
Pam
me.
was too.
You didn't tell me.
Pam was crying just like the kitty was.
Nobody
She
told
took
me.
us to the doctor 3 times. The doctor says, can't do that for her. She's too sick. No. Pam had her in the, she had her in the little kitty cage there to carry on, that carries her in the car that takes her to the vet. She put the, on the, when she come home, she would lay the cage on the floor there and on the porch and open the door so that kitty would come out. Kitty came out. You know what she did? She went right back in the cage. You know what does that tell you? She wanted to go back to the doctor. She wanted something else. She didn't want it. So Pam laid on the floor and cried like a baby next to the kitty. Oh. That was sad.
Well, something about animals. Well, Dad couldn't tell me that Hannah died.
Yeah, I know.
Mom had to tell me.
Yeah, he told me. He said, I'm not going to tell her that now.
Well, even when he called to tell me, he's the one that answered the phone.
Huh?
He's the one that answered the phone. And he was going to tell me, but he couldn't. He had to give the phone to Mom.
Oh, yeah. He didn't want to hear you cry either.
And he's the one that had Hannah cremated. But then for Brandy had a stroke and she died in her sleep. But Mom and Dana had to go get her because they went out to see her, and then Dad buried her at the lake. So, but every time he has a dog, he's like, "That's it. I'm not getting another one. I can't handle it. It's too sad. I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
Then he has another dog.
Well, you guys bought that dog for him, didn't you?
Brandy?
You got that big dog for him?
Max?
No?
Yeah, we got Max from the pound.
That's too big.
He's huge. He's going blind now. But he wasn't... See, this is the problem. Is we asked for a big dog, but we wanted him as a puppy right now. And Max was really cute. And he was kind of like, he wasn't crazy puppy-like, so he wasn't like running around being all... But that's because he had parvo. So once he got well, then he started running around and being crazy. But we didn't think he was going to get that big until he just didn't stop growing.
No, Bernard?
Mixed with the Great Pyrenees. He's a small horse.
He is.
Yeah, he's almost 200 pounds.
Yeah, I know. St. Bernards get big.
But he, if we hadn't had him, when we were at the house on Cartlib, a moose charged Mom and Brandy, and Max jumped on its back, like its back legs, and pulled him down. So that's how big Max
Really?
is. Yeah. So if we hadn't had Max, who knows? Yeah.
Huh?
Max is a big dog. He's a good boy.
Wow.
But he's going blind now. He's getting old. He's 8 years old. No. He's going to be 8 years old.
How long do they live, you know? Roughly?
10, 11 years. Because he's a big dog. Big dogs don't live that long.
I don't want no more of this. Well, are we going to make